rolling with the qualifiers. This is your friendly neighborhood Jahar, and we've been going at it for just about half of the bracket now, but if you're just tuning in, well, we've got some exciting matches coming up here. And of course, I'm joined here by Machiavelli. How you doing, dude? Are you holding up all right?
Doing okay, doing okay. Instead of getting a little older, you know, sitting in a chair for hours on end, isn't it? It's rough.
I'm not that far behind
work.
you, all right? Not that far.
I'm hanging in there. A lot of great matches, so
yeah.
It's been really entertaining watching all these guys go at it, especially with so much on the line. You know, I understand trying to get to that level. It's challenging, it's frustrating and fun. It's like it's everything all wrapped in. It's a lot of emotions go into it. So I'm really excited to see how these guys play, and especially the next two, Necrophag1st and Sane. I was looking earlier today. This is definitely the highlight of the bracket when I saw it. I'm like, ooh.
Yeah, I'm so excited to tell this. I'm going to tell them that we're good to go. Just make sure that nobody misses the message, because you know we certainly don't want them held up on our account, because all we want to see is these guys play for sure. And yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, the tension and excitement coming into this. I mean, let's talk about that $1 million here for just a little bit. I think it is such a huge increase in the prize pool that even if you get like top 8 or whatever, you're going to come pretty close to like exceeding the previous records for earnings. You know, it's such a huge pool.
Yeah, 8. I think it's 9 through 16. So you're the bottom 8 of the 16. I believe it's 10,000 for each player.
Yeah.
To put that in perspective, at a major tournament that I competed in back in 2000, third place was $10,000, and then it dropped off significantly after that. And so the prize pool is huge, and first place is a whopping $100,000, which was the entire prize pool of a tournament that I used to compete in back in the day.
Jeez, yeah.
So it's really interesting. Yeah, huge money on the line, that's for sure. I want to see, especially as the games progress and they get closer to QuakeCon, and even at QuakeCon, when the money's actually on the line, you know, because you're gonna have games that will decide who's gonna make tens of thousands of dollars more than the other person. And I'm curious to see if that, you know, if they play true to their own style, or if they get nervous, you know, and they start questioning themselves and play differently and play a little tight, you know.
It'll also be probably a wise event to like have a GoPro strapped to your head at all times on. I'm sure tensions will get high, and the opportunity for videos will be high as well. Nothing like those tournament room shouting matches with your teammates, you know, over who has quad and who has flag or soul or whatever. And yeah, well, they keep it civil for the most part. Mostly.
I've done my fair of talking. I've done my fair of talking at LAN parties.
Really?
Yeah,
like in sort of a coachy, sort of helpful way?
Definitely not a coachy sort of helpful way. Definitely, it's all tongue in cheek though. You know, if you play Quake, you gotta have fun with a little bit of tongue in cheek trash talk. You know, it's always good. I know I have a good time with my friends when we play and we talk. And it's just, you know, it's good to have a little fun competition, a little banter in there.
Yeah, and that'll extend to the BYOC as well. There's going to be a ton of competition there. Probably more competition on the BYOC than we've seen in a long time. We have the anniversaries of a few games coming up. We've got a lot of people flying over from Europe and up from Australia and South America. QuakeCon is always a great opportunity to meet a lot of people who you've trash talked online. And if you decide you need to, you can get into a fight in real life. But most of the time, it's not necessary. You just recognize, you recognize another Quake player, and that's all it takes. It's all good.
Yeah, it's all good fun. I'm really excited myself. Yeah, I haven't gone to one. I kind of was out of the gaming scene for a while, so I'm going to one for the first time in about 15 years.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited to see
a
lot of old people, a lot of new people, and yeah, it's a great experience. Like you said, a social experience. Even just, I just want to go just to hang out, mingle, say hello to a lot of people, see the great games that are going to be played, enjoy the tournament, and just enjoy the whole event.
Totally. Yeah, I think you stopped going at about the same time I started going. Like my first year was 06. You said your last one was like 03 or something. Like that's a generational gap.
02, I believe.
02. Okay. Geez. Yeah. Oh wow. But I guess it's about the point where life becomes busy, but now we have to kind of carve out that time and make sure to go have the fun. And it's always worth it. I mean, every QuakeCon is, I don't want to say memorable because there's a lot about each QuakeCon that I don't end up remembering, but that's part of the experience as well. All right.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this one. It should be really big, especially, like I said, new Quake.
Yeah.
Competition's going to be thick. You're going to got all these guys coming from Europe. They're going to be ready to go. You're going to have
we'll have all sorts of new blood. It's how we
go.
keep our youthful appearance over the years. Yeah, it's so good. All right, we're going to be looking for...
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, absolutely. But we're going to have drafts coming up here pretty soon, as we have the match coming up. Necro and Sane are indeed in here and ready to go. Seeing a lot of shouts for Sane in chat. Necro, I've seen him play a lot of different games. A lot of Quake Live. He participated a lot in the Quake Live TV, King of the Hills back in the day. A lot of Warsaw, a lot of other side project games that have come and gone over the years. But Necro has been a consistent player in whatever he sets his sights to. And I think it's fair to say that Quake Champions is a very different game compared to everything else that's come before it. And so there's a lot of room to excel. There's a lot of room to kind of make a name for yourself. And this is his opportunity.
Yeah, he's been trying to put in that work, in various titles, as you mentioned. So like you said, this is the new game, the new title. This is where you can put all that, that talent and previous knowledge and that game sense, if you will.
Yeah,
that,
absolutely.
You can really pick up a game really quickly after a certain level of experience in first-person shooters. And so Necrophag1st is definitely going to be a force, and he's got a top-notch opponent here.
Right.
One of the things Necro might do to Sane, just based on what I've seen, Sane is really fast on Anarchy.
Yep.
However, he's so fast, he doesn't ever really stop. So I'm wondering if Necrophag1st, just a guess, might take an opportunity to do some ambushes on that Anarchy and get
you want to take a bet for a Galena pick? You think?
I think
on Blood Run first map.
Oh yeah. Actually, you know what? If I was playing against Sane, again, because knowing his Anarchy and the way he likes to move around, definitely would have some totems around. The exit from the portal from the RL is a good one, but as you saw, the entrance to the portal below the heavy armor, the entrance is actually really good. Because people will go around there really fast thinking, oh, I got to get to the portal, I got to get the heavy armor, and they don't even stop to look a lot of times. They'll run right through it. So that's a good spot.
It brings a mind game to Quake, and I'm not going to count the proxy mines from from Team Arena, but I have a little bit of an enemy territory background, and one of the things I've always loved about those games is you have places where it's obviously a good idea to put a mine, but then everybody kind of figures that out, and you go, okay, it's not a good idea to put a mine there anymore. You kind of shift it a little bit and kind of move things around, and eventually that just turns into this whole complex web of mind games or mind games, if you will. And it's ever evolving. It's always a lot of fun. And just hearing that
kind of funny, yeah. The first-person shooters, and especially arena shooters, you get a lot of that because you could set up a position and you'd be like, oh, I'm gonna set up an ambush in this spot. The person learns, right? Obviously, it's not a robot or just a stupid person. So they're gonna come back like, oh, okay, he's in this spot. And they come around, and then you're in a slightly different spot, and then they go full tilt. A lot of times people will get fully tilted at you, damn camper, and or whatever. They'll just get mad because you're in the same area, but you're just slightly, relocating, whatever it is, whether it's yourself or, like you said, a mine or whatever. It can get really frustrating for people who are less experienced, and it's kind of funny though.
Yeah, that's exactly what you want. You want them running into totems. You want them, getting mad. You want them getting their heckles up. That's exactly where you want them. And
yeah, you want them. Except there is a psychology involved in dueling and getting somebody off their game, a little off their off their rocker, if you will, a little emotionally charged up is good. You want them to get emotional because they're not going to think as clear.
All right, we are getting our picks indeed here. We're going to have to see if all of our theory crafting bears any fruit in reality. Well, they're saying picking Anarchy. There's a surprise. There's a shock. All right, Necro going to have to hear his response. A clutch, though. Okay, he can pick up the speed.
Good pick. And Galena.
Yeah, all right. This is a strong counter pick, yeah.
I like it. I very much like it. The clutch is a good pick. I've become a very big fan of clutch. He can really force an issue because of a shield. Shield plus rocket launcher, man. You come around the corner, somebody, you just pop that shield and rocket launcher. It's run away or you're a dead man.
Necro throwing out the Team Johnson, Q2. Yeah. All right. So some friendly salutations. They're a lot nicer than you are by your own admittance, but All right. So yeah, I do like the clutch play here. I mean, of course, he can move around in a really just crazy way. And of course, popping up that shield is a good way to stop Anarchy in his tracks, literally.
Yeah, and it's also useful for people who are unfamiliar with Nyx. While that shield is up, if Nyx ghost walks in front of you, you put your shield up, you can see her through the shield. It'll put a little outline where she's at.
Can I have a skin where Clutch's shield says no skateboarding? That'd be great.
Ooh.
All right. Here we go.
Put it in the queue for feedback ideas.
That and the wheelchair Blaskowitz. Those are the two I want, yeah. Oh man, the rails coming out of Sane are, well, I'm not going to say insane because I'm never going to stop if I do, but that was a lot of damage that Necro took at that point, even taking away the armor. He's still got a little bit left over. The timing is actually pretty favorable for him if he wants to push in on this next Mega. He's listening for Sane to either come around the rocket launcher corner or be up top, and he gets the dink. That's all he needs to do to make sure that he can get back in on this. And he can tank a couple more hits here and get a solid grab of the Mega. That crazy dash over to the LG, getting the weapons, and 2 seconds left to armor. He might not be able to get the grab, but he's in a good spot to do some damage.
Yeah, he's going to land those rails. You know, the hitbox is obviously huge on Clutch, but again, the stack he can have is massive, and he's going to pay. Ooh, he's going to pay for it there. It's because you see he landed all those rails. It's like, yeah, you picking him here, picking him there, but he has such a big stack. Unless you're doing consistent damage to him, he's just always going to have a really big stack, especially compared to an Anarchy.
And it's paid off well for him. I mean, we've seen on Friday that once you remove Sane's Anarchy from his pool, things change a little bit for him. And this was a really early play here out of Necro, and it's worked out well for him. And
yeah, I noticed because, you know, Sane has that. Yeah, he has that Quake World background. So you notice two of his characters, the champions he picked is Sorlag and Anarchy, who both have air movement, which would be very comfortable for him. And of course, Nyx is also a really mobile character. So he's going with pure mobility pretty much.
So we're not seeing Necro really aggress on any of these situations, but he knows that as long as he can keep cycling these items. Oh, he's got the one rail in. He wants to get a rocket jump, but he's not quite going to get it. He can pop through teleporter, and it's still 10 seconds to armor. So
you can hear that.
For free. Nice, nice.
Okay, for people who are unaware, see now he came through Ghostwalk. You can still hear the sound. So if he goes up Ghostwalk, if he hits a jump pad or he comes through a portal, you can still hear that sound cue. And that was excellent by Necro.
Nice LG coming out of Necro here. This sword lag is not going to be long for the world. Nicely done.
Yep. Good, excellent. Clutch is. I like Clutch here. This is honestly, it's one of my favorite picks on Blood Run.
Yeah, I never wanted to be true that there's like an automatic, you know, hard counter against another champion, but there are definitely useful things to do here that just make a lot of sense, and that's exactly what Necro's doing. Oh, jeez.
Nice rocket.
Yeah. So we've seen Necro have a good plan against Sane here. We're going to have to see if Sane can react to that and adjust at all. And at the moment, Necro's more than happy to allow Sane to run into him. He's not seeking these fights.
Yeah,
he's just looking
he
for
wants
Sane
him
to
to come fly. Yeah, he wants.
Yeah.
Yep, come flying around the corner, pop that shield, hit him with some good rock. I mean, it's the problem with those light classes. You got to be really careful.
And I think what we're seeing from Sane here is that he's not quite as eager to barrel around the map, which is the whole point of, you know, playing Anarchy. So if he's being warned off of that, that's not good news.
It's affecting his play style, which again, it means Necro kind of mentally has him in a good spot where he wants him, because now he's thinking, I can't move around as freely as I normally do. You know, this guy's putting some pressure on me. He's a little worried. He's a little worried. You can see it.
However, he did get away with that Mega
Necro's a strong
for free.
player.
Yeah. And even though that's not going to mean that Sane can go +4 against Necro anytime soon, he has stolen an item, and he might be able to do some damage here on an armor, but he's not quite in position for it. He's looking for the trap instead, thinking that Necro's going to come over the top of the map, and indeed he does. It wasn't a great rocket, but it did show that Sane is starting to get tuned into what Necro's doing.
Yeah, he's got to get that clutch down. It's really hard to push. I mean, he's got the shield up. You can see he's waiting for it. He's just waiting for Sane to come around at the wrong time. He's going to pop that shield, and he's going to rocket him.
Oh, exactly, just like you said. And now he can go for a little bit of a chase. Good usage of the injection there. And he's able to take away an armor. Oh, but he gets the drop. This LG is going to hurt so much. But, my God, he's taken Necro down to 6 health anyway. 6 health, take the rail. Yeah, sure, totally worth it. And with like just barely 20 health himself, he manages to take down that clutch. So now we get to see a little bit of what else Necro can work with.
Yeah, that was really aggressive by saying good he got that heavy armor. He really needed that heavy armor. I mean, I think that's why he really just kind of went for it. Because if he left that there for that clutch, he was in a bad position. So he went for it all, and then he got the LG battle with the clutch when you're not going to miss with the clutch and the lightning gun. As you can see, Sane's shooting at 48% lightning gun right now.
And the dangerous thing here is that now he's got Anarchy out on the map, and at the moment he doesn't really have anything to worry about. Like, yeah, Nyx is there, but if he can catch Nyx between Ghost Walks, which is not too difficult to do with Anarchy, that could be a lot of damage really quick.
Yeah, totally different scenario right now in terms of running around corners.
So Sane, having picked up Mega and a bit of armor, is still looking for Necro to show up at Rocket Launcher, which Necro's not too eager to do. He's actually, Necro's expecting Sane to be over at armor. And they're going to catch each other on the stairs here a little bit, trading a little bit of damage. Neither of them can take too much here. But he's actually going to go into the back of the map, which is actually kind of dangerous because you think that, yeah, Necro might want to be back there too, but he doesn't stay there long enough to allow Necro to get a good counter against that. He went for the one rail, almost chased a little bit too far. In fact, it may turn out that he did chase too far, as that puts him in a not the best position coming around this corner. Nice shot, nice rails coming out of Sane.
Yep, good call on that. Yep, he got himself out of position because of it, and he ate that first rail, and then the second one he was in big trouble. And at this level, this is why I try to point out to people, this, why does that 1 second matter? It does. At this level, it does, because these guys don't miss very often, and you put yourself in a bad position for even a second, it can make a big difference.
It's all risk reward there, yeah. All right, so Necro, who took a very solid, very decisive first round, is now having a bit more trouble against Sane here, as Sane is kind of calibrating to what Necro's doing. But Galena could indeed be a bit of a problem here. Gonna have to see if Sane barrels into any of these totems.
Yeah, he needs the quick frag, that's for sure. He needs to make it happen now because he's gonna have to push for a spawn frag immediately after. So he needs to make sure there's time for that. But it looks like Sane's doing the smart thing here, chilling by the portal. He probably could have waited a little longer and just wait till he appears and go through it. But I think he feels real comfortable right here running out the clock.
Yeah, 20 seconds to go, and you know he even has 2 lives to spare at this point. But being Sane, being Anarchy, and having that injection means he can get himself out of a lot of situations. Even if top of the jump pad's not the best place to wait for that to happen. But he's going to barrel across the map, looking for Necro to come catch up, and it's not going to happen. So that will be second round going over to Sane as he, you know, does a little bit of fist pumping. Can't blame him for that.
Yeah, good. He turned it around. It's good because you know, early on, that clutch was really causing him problems in round 1. Came around, got a frag on it in round 2, and ran the map. Good.
But as anyone who watched his games on Friday will know, if you can force Sane to, you know, with Anarchy, think that turtling is the best strat, you've done well. you've done your job.
Yeah, he's certainly done part of the mental battle. Yeah, you got to get him to slow down. He's just going around like a madman, shooting rockets, shooting rails, and doing whatever he wants. You're in trouble.
All right, so Sane, top of the map, looking for Necro to come around the corner from Armor Room. He's going to hear him. They should be able to hear each other at this point, especially Sane's hoverboard there. Yeah.
Oh, you missed.
Yeah. But he should be able to get armor here. He might be opening up to a rail,
rocket yet.
But Necro's not there either.
Oh, they're going to meet here at Rocket.
Yeah. I think that could have been deducted there. It was like, all right, he's not literally anywhere else. Where else could he be? But he kind of came into the rocket launch room thinking he might not be there.
Good move mentally by Sane to back out of there. You know, let's see, this is good push by Necro.
Wow, the footwork coming out of Sane, just delaying his move up the jump pad long enough to make sure that Necro would not really have a good opportunity to chase him up it.
Yeah, good defensive play by Sane. 1, backing out, and 2, placing the rockets well so the opponent can follow.
Nice. And so Sane's still sticking in the back of the map. He still knows that he has to deal with this clutch, which was a monumental effort in the second round.
Yeah, you see he made a play for those hourglasses down there. He really wants that shield up.
All right, Mega taken away, and Sane gets a free rail. No real response out of Necro. And there's a nice mid-air rocket. Almost gets the rail as well. Jeez.
Yeah, Necro fortunate, Sane missed that one.
Really good move there to dive through.
See, this
to
is
the
good.
lower
This
armor
is
room.
good.
Yeah.
He knew he had no shield. You know, he made that push. He made a nice calculated risk there.
Yeah, he was able to move through to rocket launcher room, see that his opponent wasn't coming up top, and then move quickly enough to go through the teleporter and catch his opponent at the top of the stairs. There aren't many champions who can do that, but nice rails work. Oh, man. So that's down to Galena now.
Nice by Sane.
Yeah.
Nice by Sane. Very nice. Little foolish by Necro there.
All right, so Sane still holding on to his Anarchy now. He's dialed in on how
Good
Necro's
read.
playing. It's going to be LG on LG. I mean, there's the one bit of healing, but no damage
Good
coming
read.
from the totem. And there's the third round going pretty cleanly, in fact, over to Sane.
Prepare to fight.
Yeah, for those who are a little unfamiliar with the sound cues, he heard the lower
Round
light
begins
armor
in
being picked up on the rocket launcher area, and that's why he
Super
knew
loud.
to look at the portal exit.
1.
Yep, he had him lined up perfectly. Very good read by Sane. Well played. Necro's the one who's got to make the adjustment right now. Sane's looking really sharp.
Oh, geez, the drop down with the shield. A little bit early. Not really seeing too much use of the mining laser right now, but that was all about just getting Sane out of the area and pushing him right down onto a rail. He was expecting that armor to be there, but as you can see, he was exactly 1 second too early or too late, depending on how you're counting it.
Well, let's see. So far, both rounds that Sane won, he was on Anarchy the entire time. He did not win round 1 when he lost Anarchy, so let's see if he makes any adjustment.
Now that the wall's been broken, this is a big opportunity for Necro. Using that shield very well and just exerting some force on that Nyx. It's going to be down to Sorlag. So 2 pretty heavy hitters, but my god, the direct rocket to the rail combo coming out of Necro is absolutely insane. And he thinks he's worth dropping down for the third. Jeez, and it pays off 2 on 2. The 2 that Necro's won have been very
Really
brutal.
fast.
Yeah.
Very fast. Yeah,
Begins
you can just see it when Sane
3,
loses Anarchy.
2,
It's,
1.
you might want to work on that a little bit. You can tell it's a problem for him.
Yeah.
At least it seems that way. I mean, granted, he's playing a top opponent. But yeah, you may want to think about playing some duels without Anarchy at all. Just to be more familiar with not having him.
Part of it is that, but there's also, I believe, the fact that Necro, once he realizes he's broken his back with the Anarchy, he just needs to really exert pressure on Sane and never let up. And so far, it's been working out. Well, at least enough to tie up here 2-2.
Yeah. Yeah, he's been smart with recognizing, because it's an Anarchy. So like even that 100 rocket he just hit him with,
Yeah.
I mean, he's hurt.
Right.
You know, from eating
Almost
that.
done. Jeez. All right, yeah.
And he's
gonna be
coming
worth
right
the push
for him
there.
right now. Yep.
Because that means that he has to go up to the upper armor room. He cannot really show up on the big armor. Heavy armor, mega armor. Combat armor if you prefer, Mac.
Going back to them Quake 2
Yeah.
times. I gotta be careful. See, Anarchies, these light characters, man, they make me. I feel like I'm very nervous for them all the time.
Yeah. All right, so Necro pretty much had to do a bit of a 50-50 there, wondering which way Sane was going to go. But it means that he can still come back into mid and get a nice rail off on Sane, which means that he got way more out of that exchange than Sane did.
Yeah, it's unfortunate he hit Sane before he got the armor. So Sane's okay. Nice rocket there by Sane. He's playing smart. He hasn't given up a frag. This is the pivotal round here.
Sane's trying to set a trap. He's trying to do something a little bit different here. And he can get
He's in
away
trouble.
with the injection maybe. But he's going to stick around to try to take away the 225s, but up against the wall, he's not going to be lasting long. There goes Anarchy. Nice rail. And Necro at this point, he wants armor. I mean, he's done damage against Nyx, which means that there's very few places where Nyx can reliably go to recover. So Necro's going to know that he's got a little bit of time to kind of recover and make sure that he's got control.
If people were wondering why he dropped down from the heavy armor when it was up first to go for that, the mega health, is because typically when you get a kill in that area, there's a lot of times where your opponent will spawn in an area at close proximity to the rocket launcher, and you have an opportunity for a rail shot there, and that's what he did.
Yeah, all those spawn mind games still apply here in Quake Champions, if not more so. Jeez, really brutal play with the with the shield there, but with 10 health left over, he's going to be able to take down Nyx as well. Sorlag might not be quite the easier prey. Very clever girl indeed, but Necro might have enough time to recover.
such a huge stack. It bailed him out there. That's for sure. That's what he was fully stacked and control of the map. Sane put some good damage on him, obviously, because he was low after all that. But he was ready to take 300 damage and keep walking.
And walking he is right now. We are seeing a lot of silent play, or relatively silent play, as much as a 5-ton robot can have. But he's trying to stay sneaky, trying to let Sane walk into him so he can get that first damage off. He's got to watch out for Sane above him. He didn't realize he's got the drop down. Oh. He could pop a defensive shield at the very least. Almost risk getting telefrag there, but he can be first with the teleporter and still have priority on the items here. 2 seconds to Mega, and he can dash right over to it.
Good idea, popping that shield. He was in a bad spot. You can see he knows he's got the lead here. He's going to try to run the clock out.
It also means that part of these ambushes is knowing that your opponent doesn't have his ability ready to use.
And it's dangerous, though. You got to be careful.
Oh,
good frag.
Beautiful fade array rail.
Yeah, good. Just pinned him with the lightning gun and hit him with the rail. Some missed opportunities there from Sane. I think he needs to work on some of his non-anarchy play. You could tell. I think there's a drop off a little bit. It seems like
a little bit, yeah.
And but good. No, I mean a little bit, but a good clutch play by Necrophag1st. I mean, utilizing the shield. Right, really trying to set those traps, so he's in his face with a rocket launcher and a shield up. It makes it really tough on somebody.
It was close, though. We saw it go both ways, where both players were getting reads into each other and figuring things out, but Necro was just that much more ahead of the game there. And
yeah, I thought for a second there, it seemed like Sane had him on the ropes, but he couldn't. It seemed like when he couldn't get that clutch kill right early on, it seemed whoever got that first frag, really kind of pushed the issue afterwards. So.
Makes you kind of wonder about the champ lineup going into the next map here. I mean, they both know that they both have such strong leaders, and then after that, it's a little bit more of a crapshoot. Is there anything that they can do to make it a little bit more of a solid deal? Well, yes and no, but that's what counter picks are for, and we saw Necro make a couple really good counter picks, and he used them wisely. I think he did a good job of reacting to how Sane has been playing. He's been doing homework for sure. Sane, if anything, he just needs to take more injections and get more saner. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really tough on a blood run, I think, and especially if they do corrupted keep or anything like that.
Right.
Running around with anarchy when somebody, again, this is all things being equal. When I have these discussions and talking about strategy, I'm not talking about somebody who is just at a higher skill level where they can just outmuscle somebody no matter what they do or what they pick. But in an equal situation, when both players are highly skilled, I feel like anarchy has some weaknesses, and more so than Nyx, because Nyx does have the ghost walk ability. Right. That inferior stack, you got to be really careful on maps like that. Running, and you could see it when he was running. He was very wary about running around corners and like, am I going to run into this clutch right now? Because I don't want to run into a clutch at close quarters combat. Shield or no shield. I mean, you get hit with one rocket as a light class, you're in big trouble. So it's interesting to see the picks and counter picks, and I think the players who are versatile, who feel they don't have a weak champion, are going to have advantages going forward. Especially as the game progresses, you're going to get more maps and more strategies going to come out. And I think whoever can utilize all the champions effectively and really maximize their potential across the board is going to be really tough to beat.
I think we're going to see Sane excel a little bit more on whatever the next map is, especially if it's Sarnath or Blood Covenant. Those maps will allow Sane to do much more of what we saw of him do on Friday. Just be literally everywhere on the map. Take maps where it's very difficult to control both items. I mean, unlike Blood Run, where if you have the cycle right, you can drop from armor to mega and reliably get that, or even go from mega and just force yourself through teleporter to get the armor. There's a lot of options there on Blood Run to kind of force yourself into that position of control. Maps like Sarnath and Blood Covenant, not so much, unless you're Anarchy, unless you're Sane. So gonna have to see what we have coming up next.
Yeah, I'm curious. Who picked do we know who picked the first map? Was that Necrophag1st's pick?
Well, I think it's just been Blood Run just throughout, just like Blood Run's the first map. I think that's the way that works.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if they.
I don't hate that. That's actually like.
Oh, that's actually kind of a neat little.
Yeah. So that does mean that Sane will be getting the map pick. Blood Covenant might be it. It's got to be Covenant or Sarnath. I cannot anticipate Sane picking Corrupted Keep.
Yeah, I remember what we used to do. We used to have a map pool, and I think you each could throw away one map, and then we would roll a dice for
a dice, like a D6.
Map. Yeah, like a D6. Yeah, exactly,
Oh,
exactly.
man.
Some.
Jeez.
You just roll some dice, and number whatever is that map,
yeah.
and there you go.
Well, now it's 2017, and we can flip coins from within games now. So, what a time to be alive, huh?
The technology is there. You can do it.
Well, we've got plenty of that, and we'll have this matchup here pretty soon. They're just getting all decided up and readied up here. Let's take a look at the rest of the brackets. We're now more than halfway through the matchups here. We've got Necro taking one map against Sane here, which I'm sure a lot of people were not expecting, but that's where we're at right now as we go into the second map. After that, we got Gelisac and Carnage. Should be a lot of fun. I know Carnage has been practicing a lot. He's been playing just about everything he can, every moment he can. He's been putting in a ton of work. Gelisac is surely in the same boat here. Next up after that, we got Chance and Dewey, which actually is the one I'm really looking forward to. Chance came incredibly close to getting on the main stage of QuakeCon a couple of years ago because of like a weird format and weird rules, but it was fun rules, and it was rules that almost meant that Chance got on the board there. But I think he's looking at another opportunity to do that again this year. Dewey, I don't think has been at QuakeCon yet, but just knowing that today means that he has a strong chance of getting there. Even if he doesn't win today, he's going to get back into a qualifier. And I think he's at a point where he could get through a regional. I think he could do it maybe. So it would be cool for purely selfish reasons. It would be fun to meet the guy. And hopefully, he'll be able to do that. And then
I think
yeah, go for it.
He's got a. I like Dewey. Like I said, he's come to me and I've watched some of his videos, his demos. And he's definitely talented. He's got a chance, just as good as anybody else. He's got to put in the work and just keep himself mentally focused and on the task at hand, basically. But I'm looking forward to his match against Chance. He's got a top opponent there. Chance is an excellent player.
Yeah.
But Chance also made some mistakes, I think, in his game. It's just going to be a question of, like, as always, who capitalizes on the mistakes of the other player and gets those frags, makes them pay. Because you'll see, people see a lot of games. If you look at the statistics, the damage will be evenly distributed. The pickups will be evenly distributed. Yet one person got frags and the other person does not. And you got to ask yourself, why is that? And it's because, well, somebody was putting damage out in the critical points, when it mattered, right? When the frag was there available, he pushed at the critical juncture to put damage when it really mattered. If I sit here and pick at you with rails all day and I never get a frag from it, what good did the rail damage really do me? Not a whole lot.
I would say it's not rocket science, but it kind of is. But it's not the most complicated rocket science. It's probably the simplest rocket science you can do. You just need to put out more than you receive. That's it.
Yeah, that's good.
All right, we are indeed getting back into this, and my God, really, I am a fraud and a fake. We're in Corrupted Keep. I did not expect this. I really didn't expect this. All right. I mean, yeah, there's still a lot you could do with Anarchy here. But he's got to be extra aware of traps. But look at this. We got Necro also pulling out an Anarchy. He traded out his Galena for an Anarchy. And that's by itself kind of interesting. He's wanting to play Sane at his own game here.
Interesting. I still think he's going to start with Clutch as his first pick. That's my opinion.
Yeah, as well it should be. I mean, look at that guy. He's got a turbine in his chest. I don't have a turbine in my chest. All right, here we go.
It's like Iron Man on steroids.
All right, here we've got the HMG and Mega Health pickup, and no real contest over the rocket launcher, which Necro actually looks a little bit surprised by. We do indeed have an Anarchy pick first up out of Sane, as Necro's just looking for the fight here. Which, Sane, he's just going to be looking for that pot shot damage at the moment.
See, good move here, saying he wants that rocket launcher, but remember I was talking earlier about going there with care. Necro knows he wants it, and, he's playing off of that, so you got to be aware of that and take your time and get it when you can.
All right, so this is going to be a big game about having better map awareness and enemy position awareness than your opponent, and a rocket like that will certainly open the door. Now Necro, you can see him getting a little bit faster here, getting a little bit more anxious, knowing that, okay, I've either scared my opponent off an item or I can just go in for the kill. Unfortunately, neither of those seems to be true right now, as that rocket connected at kind of an awkward time for the item pickups. But he's done enough damage to make it a item trade, which against an Anarchy is kind of worthwhile. I mean, look at this. I mean, that Clutch has got 200 health. That's crazy.
Yeah, his health is more than his entire stack over there on Anarchies.
And so allowing your opponent to have an item like that when they can't stack up all that high can sometimes be worthwhile.
And these light armors, you know, they really benefit. So he's getting the mega health and he's getting, you know, the light armors on top of that. So he's really benefiting from everything on the map other than the heavy armors. Looks like.
He's just begging him to come through the teleport. It's not going to happen. He's only going to get 2 dinks off the LG, but it's still going to mean that that mega is safely in his hands, and he can still take 100 points of natural armor here. But again, he's looking for the ambush play. Oh, he almost caught him. I mean, if he came out just another second or 2 later, that would have been it. He would have caught him at the rocket launcher.
Yeah, Necro's trying to set up that ambush play. The rockets and shield. In the face of an Anarchy, he's going to die. He's just going to melt.
The nasty thing here is that a clutch can move just about as fast as an Anarchy around this map. I mean, there's not a whole lot of distance to cover, and one dash will take clutch, you know, halfway across it.
Yeah, the changes with clutch really make him a lot more mobile.
Oh, he was waiting for it. He was baiting him into it, and that one rocket bounce puts him up onto the ceiling instead of allowing him through the doorway. I don't want to say he got lucky there, but that's a very fortuitous rocket. But look at all this LG coming out of Sane, and that robot is toast.
Big turnaround. I thought he was going to eat those rockets there, and then he got away, and then Clutch didn't have a shield up. Oh, Necro coming in hard.
And now that that clutch is gone, Sane might be able to push this thing forward. I mean, you can see that the doors have really opened on the map. There's not as much kind of ducking and hiding around here. Sane wants a fight.
Yep, this is when he's got the kill. He's got control. You know, he's on a fast. His Anarchy character right now. He's going to be flying around the map as fast as he can.
All right, 2 seconds to Mega. 3 seconds is a long time to try to hatch a Mega health, and he ends up getting away with it. It's always so risky, especially when you're an Anarchy. But he's thinking that, hey, Necro's going to be more at the armor, and I can push him off of it, and so far that push has worked out really well. Heard the drop from Nyx, and is now looking for the finisher. Not going to get it. He's expecting Necro to come around every corner he's looking at. He's like, this one? Nope, this one. But now there's no place else for Necro to run. I mean, there's a lot of time that Necro can waste here, but at some point, he's going to need to find a way out. But this damage coming out of him is enough to push Sane off of the Mega and put him back on the armor. He's going to be able to get it uncontested, but Necro still actually kind of got the better end of that deal. Not so much in stack, but at least getting Sane off his back.
1 minute warning.
Yeah, Necro just needs to look for that one good ambush right now and try to turn this. Oh, he just overjumped him. Oh, he had him.
Beautifully done, and there's a good defensive rocket, enough to make him go, hey, maybe I can get another one. But when all else fails, he can take that injection and get out of there. Getting a grab of the Mega, getting restocked back up on LG, but these guys are going to be barreling full speed into each other here pretty soon, unless Sane wants to slow things down a little bit, which he might do.
Yeah, he does.
He's two frags up.
He's got a 2-frag lead. Yeah.
And just like we saw on Blood Run, there is a point where even Sane will go, I've got Anarchy, but I think I need a turtle for the next, 20 seconds. That's exactly what we're seeing right here. It's so risky, though. 23 health left for him. But even then, Necro will still need to get another frag, and I don't think it's going to happen in 10 seconds.
Yeah, this is a wrap. It's a good round for Sane.
Of course, I'm saying that fully expecting to be a fraud again and it happening, so we'll see. But nope, nope. No fraud alert today.
So, a little fortunate in the tri-bolt jump pad area, that exchange with the clutch, with the shield up and everything. I think he got that rocket behind the wall, right? So it was behind his shield and got some damage in there. Really turned that fight. But he made him pay for that. And after he got the kill, he got a follow up and did well.
This time we've actually got Necro throwing down the the challenge a little bit here and going Anarchy v Anarchy, which Sane actually looked a little bit weirded out by for a second. He can take his own injection, getting stuck on the stairs though, but there's the 225s as well. There's a good angle for a lot more LG damage, and he manages to get the last little bits of damage in. There it is.
I'm a little surprised by the switch. I thought the clutch was working for him. And yeah, he goes to clutch.
That's why I'm interpreting it as a little bit of a challenge. Like, all right, see how you handle this. But a really nice swoop down to get a pickup of the Mega there. These rockets coming out of Necro are coming so close to ruining Sane's day, but it's not just happening. Yeah, spam forever. Oh, geez, and they both come around the corner at the wrong time. It's crazy how long Sane stayed in that fight. how he's still staying in this fight, but there's his grab of the injection. He needs to be back up to tip top there. Well, close to it anyway, especially with that timing on Mega. Not bad at all. Necro's going to be back over
be careful.
at armor. Yep.
Gotta be careful now with that clutch running around.
Only getting 2 dinks off the LG on that flyby. Sane's still trying to make a trade happen for the items here, though. The timing's off enough, but he's going to be out of position for the armor grab. He's going to see it. He's going to hear it. My god, that was a ton of nail damage, though.
Very nice. Very nice. Yes.
Good.
I got a little excited there. It's like, yes, spam that portal. It's so devastating. I mean, he literally did over 200 damage there.
We're starting to
5
see
the first time and 6 the second time.
Yeah. It's gotten so much consistent
220
spam.
damage.
But as you can see, Necro's health stack is still pretty high up, so Sane's got a lot more groundwork to do here. Oof.
Oh, great rocket.
I wonder if Sane is still thinking that, hey, I'm 1 frag up. As long as I don't die, we're good. It's way too early to be thinking those terms, though. I mean, he's on the run.
Yeah,
and you can come around that corner and catch somebody trying to run away so easily.
Yeah, it's still halfway to go. I wouldn't be thinking. He's got to be thinking about how he's going to get control back.
Yeah. But he's still kind of running around here. He's still reacting a lot to how Necro's moving.
Yeah, he's doing the smart thing. You want to avoid him. You want to protect that lead, but yeah, you got to be careful. Your luck might run out, come around that wrong corner, or Necro's going to play off the fact that he knows you're going to only the small armors.
Right.
You know, to those light armors, you can play off of that. And you know you're avoiding other areas.
Well, Necro effectively scared Sane off of the armor. So next thing for Necro to play for will be Mega, of course. Gonna have to see if Sane shows up at all. He's looking for the initial damage. Oh, and there's the rocket jump. Sane was not expecting that. Pop through the teleporter, chase through the teleporter. It's gonna be LG on LG, but who's got the stack? It's gonna be Necro taking the frag away. Good use of the shield.
Yep, good use of the shield. Good use of the new, clutch movements. Got really aggressive. Recognized, his stack was huge. He was ready to go. He's running both items for a while now. He just got Sane in a position where he could get a frag. It was time to push. He knows he was down 1 too. So
yeah,
it was definitely a great aggressive play by Necro.
And he still had Sane on the back leg, again, forcing him to react by going through the teleporter. Not something he might have wanted to do otherwise. But these rockets coming out of Nyx are absolutely brutalizing this clutch. He can recover here. Not sure if it's going to be for free, though, because as armor comes up, Necro might be in a good place to observe, but not touch. Yeah. He's going to take the...
Sane's back in control now.
All right, but they're both up 2 champs here. Less than a minute left to go, though. So Necro, he's got to be thinking, all right, I've got the stack advantage. I can just elbow in on Nyx at will. And, force her to take the Ghost Walk. I mean, at some point here, it's going to have to happen. Doesn't happen. It's not back up yet, and Sane just cannot do it. So 30 seconds left, and I think a clutch will be able to stay alive long enough.
Yeah, good kill. He's going to have to make a rush for him, yep.
Yeah, he can't show up here. I mean, Zorlag is a good counter pick here, but I just don't think there's enough time.
Yeah, and he's fully stacked right now. He's going to get the finisher here.
All right, so I didn't see the cooldown on the ability there, but I was really expecting Nyx to Ghost Walk at that point. Maybe he popped it off camera.
Prepare to fight.
I was watching his point of view. It was literally under a second left when he died.
It was like Yeah.
It was like a 1/10 of a second before it was going to come up.
Oh man.
Fight.
But if it had been used, what you want to do as a clutch there is go, all right, I know that Nyx is not going to have it for a little while. That's the time to push in.
Matched his anarchy again.
Yeah. Ballsy. Let's just see if he can beat Sane at his own game here. Nice damage with the rocket. Looking for a little bit of follow-up on the HMG. That's enough to scare Sane off of it. But he can still lay down a bit of a trap. Well, not so much of a trap, but just aggression on the red armor. I'm sorry, rocket launcher. What game am I playing? But there's the nice LG. It was actually a really good trap opportunity out of Necro, but his LG went wide, and he didn't quite get the damage out of it that he wanted.
Good recognition by good recognition by Sane, understanding that he did leave the mega health there, and he backed right into it without looking in the fight, and he knew it was there. So it was,
well, that was
good,
a freebie.
Good map. Good.
Yeah,
good. Well, it's good game sense. Necro went to make an aggressive play to kind of cut off the map on him and get a frag, and he recognized that that's what he did, and in doing that, he didn't have the time to get the mega health, so he knew to back into it.
I think this is the longest we've seen an Anarchy v Anarchy matchup here, but we have items traded once again. Necro's expecting a fight back over towards Rocket Launcher, but Sane's actually still hanging out by the armor. He's waiting to see which way Necro goes before he can slip under him and go for it. But he does go for a pickup of LG. Is that really going to be worthwhile at range here? Because as items come up, Necro can say, all right, it's not worth staying around for Mega. I'm going to go get armor instead. But they both pop out a little bit early. Yeah, this should be a trade then. Oh, Stain's actually going on the aggressive. Mega's still left up though, so if Necro gets tuned into that, it's going to be a free grab. There it is.
It's interesting seeing the contrast in play styles where Necro is a little more controlled in terms of how he makes his decisions and moving around, and then you have Sane. A lot of times he's just flying around at 100 miles an hour, and if he needs to turn, he just turns in midair and goes.
And so, ironically enough, against all expectations, the slowest way to play Corrupted Keep might be Anarchy v Anarchy, at least when it comes to these two guys. And I think that means something, especially when we know how incredibly fast Sane can go and how much he wants to go. But Necrophag1st has done the work to make sure that that's not going to be a viable play here.
Yeah, good rocket placement will slow anybody down. You got to be careful going through these doorways and just running into around corners that you know you're just going to run into rockets, and if a person is really good at placing them and predicting them like these people are, you're going to run into high damage rockets, not just a little nick.
All right, so back through the LG teleporter. Necro coming up over the top of the map. He has an opportunity to actually ambush Sane here if he knew where he was. I'm sure he was hoping for a rail here. There's a 35 rocket, and at this point, a 35 rocket is actually not a bad justification to push forward. He anticipates the move off of the bridge and ends up getting a little bit of LG damage anyway. Interesting that Necro didn't take any damage in that fight.
Yeah, interesting. He's playing a little conservative. It's okay. I mean, I'm surprised he didn't take one more pot shot over there at that heavy armor. Yeah. Considering Sane was just kind of sitting on it. But these are dangerous. These are dangerous people. That's all I will say. So I can understand being a little more on the careful side.
Dangerous people and dangerous nails across the map there. The rocket spam is going to reveal Necro's position, as well as give Sane priority there. But he knows that Mega's coming up as well. He might show up with a rocket. It's going to be a little bit slow. He might have thought that Mega was coming up a little bit sooner, and that he would already be making an exit. My God, the nail spam coming out of Necro here is pretty all right.
Yeah, I like the way he's mixing up the arsenal. Just getting any damage he can on him, just to kind of keep Sane off balance. You know, searching for the small, that light armor and the health.
Jeez, less than a minute to go, and we have yet to see the first frag here. We might even see a sudden death on Anarchy v Anarchy. Not something I expected to see today, but it looks like Necro wants to get a little bit more aggressive here. Oh no! But Sane came back around, doubled back, went through the teleporter, and caught him on the exit. Beautifully done.
Good recognition. Sane first, the great rocket. You know, caught him coming in, took 100 damage on that, and then once he saw that 100 damage, he went full bore aggressive. Time to get that kill. Pivotal.
Very tightly
needs to get out of there.
You could see Necro on his screen going, all right, he's gone around the corner. I can safely go through here. And then Sane immediately ducked back around.
Uh-oh.
But a close range fight here. Oh, geez, clutch on Anarchy. That is going to give him the round there. Jeez, nice. Damn.
Good rockets. Good rockets. Did he not have his shield up, or I'm curious? I thought maybe he thought he popped it and he didn't, because I didn't see the shield.
Might have been too fast for once. Yeah.
Fight.
All right, so this time Necro's not playing around. He starts out with clutch. He doesn't get the rocket launcher though. Anarchy's speed gives Sane that early access to the weapon. So he's got LG, he's got rockets, he's got nails, he's got everything he needs. Necro is still kind of piddle-paddling around, trying to get some weapons here. And he's going to get ring out! No. He gets caught in the wrong spot! And he's going to be pushed right out of town.
That's that good old LG push.
Yep.
Oh man, poor guy. He's not in good shape right now.
Who needs a stack?
Yeah, that's just wasn't a good way to start a match.
No, especially since that is his counter sane. Oof, good rocket though. So we're back to the situation where both of these guys are kind of, you know, keyed in and familiar now, but they both know that, you know, Necro's down a champ and he's got to make something happen. We're not going to see this go for another 3 minutes here. Yeah, Necro's throwing out a lot more rocket spam here than he was before. Before it was a lot of nails, which is good if you are pretty sure that they're coming through the teleporter. These rockets are just flying everywhere now, just hoping to get that, you know, 10 or 20 hit.
Yeah, definitely. You want to keep your prediction rockets out going pretty much on a pretty consistent basis, unless, like I said, there's times you want to be quiet, of course, and don't give away position. But prediction rockets are a huge part of Quake Duel. And like I said, being able to read your opponent and walk him into a rocket is very satisfying. Yeah. For me personally, it's a great feeling.
Put that down. Oh, jeez. There's the telefrag. You have to be so careful when trying to ambush somebody on the armor, lest you get fragged yourself. Jeez.
It's just not looking like it's going to be Necro's day today. I mean,
my God, yeah. Getting stuck in a really narrow spot, getting bonked off. And then getting telefrag. That's, yeah, certainly a good run. Oh, jeez. But that's what that teleporter is there for. It's there for the traps. It's there for the ambushes. It's there for the punishment of, you know, standing there.
Yeah, and even the heavy armor is in it. You know, actually, both major items are in a spot where you could be ambushed. So.
That's how it should be. All right, so let's see how long Nyx can hold on to things here. But if Sane can take this round, that'll put him back into a tie-breaking map. It's something I'm always happy to see here. Means we've seen two players go through a journey of finding out what they're about. A journey, you know, paved in blood and rockets and tears. Oh, jeez. But it's going to be Sane's tears for the very moment, though. Yeah.
I got a question. Like, I mean, he has a 2-frag lead. Kind of, you know, you don't have to be so aggressive.
I wonder if he thinks he has something to prove at this point. Like, he knows that Necro can be tilted pretty quickly here. And because he has a 2-frag lead, it also means that he could just kind of plus forward a little bit.
Well, he can't anymore now. He's only up 1. He gave,
yeah, it's not a strategy that can last for very long.
Let's see.
All right, so there's Mega taken.
They're not. Yeah, they're pretty darn close to each other.
Necro's taken 1 rocket too many, though. Still a long time before armor comes back up. Taking these hills will reveal his position. Sane's going to know he's up there. But Necro is going to be dropping down, taking matters into his own hands, at least for the time being. Thinking, all right, maybe he's going to jump, and I'll get a sick air rocket, and I'll make a frag video out of it. Not exactly what happened, but he still has the opportunity to ghost walk here. Yeah.
You're always thinking about the opportunity for a frag movie. Mid-air rocket.
Totally. All right, so 1 minute to go here, and Necro's still running away with a few of these items here. Enough, at least, to have a head-on fight against Sane, but Sane doesn't even want that. He wants the first hit, and then he wants to turn it to the last hit.
Yeah, he's just looking to play passive right now and get away.
Yeah, it looks like according to him, this has just turned into Mario Kart. He's just doing laps around the map. And as long as he can bait off long enough to get the ghost walk in, he can create some distance.
Necro's pushing it hard there.
Yeah, he knows he has to.
That was foolish. Foolish.
All right. I'm surprised he was able to take that fight even with getting a self-rocket on the wall.
I'm just surprised he went for that heavy armor like that. I mean, I know you really just, threw it into balance. I thought he had him. All
right, so that'll be a Nyx on Sorlag, and we are indeed going to be going into that sudden death overtime here.
Death.
Yeah, the announcer said it right. Looking from out of the teleporter. 40 damage, not bad, not bad. Against a Sorlag, though, you're going to need to get a lot more than that. Jeez. Such a risky place to put yourself for that Mega. Especially if that spits up is available. There's no getting out of it at that point. He does have a ghost walk, so he can pop it and get out, but it's rough. Oh, jumping up for that LG. He takes a bit of damage. and ends up going defensive just at the right moment.
So that Ghost Walk is down now for, you know, good 30 plus seconds. I think it's a 40-second cooldown. And so now the spit is still up. So look out. If you're that Nyx, the spit will just make a mess of you.
Yeah. But there's the LG hum to give him away. And so now Sane's going to be, well, getting that Mega back, but almost out of armor. Unfortunately, that spit means that Necro's got to spend some time getting some 25s back under his belt. Alright, so Necro has kind of lost track of where Sane's pushing out from, just making sure to get some armor for this next fight. Anticipating him through the teleporter, gets a few dinks on the nail gun, not bad, not bad. And it's going to try to catch him here, but yeah, Sane's got to know he's going to be down there as well. Mega's up, they're both looking at it. Really nice footwork out of Sane there so far. But there's good damage out of the LG. And now he's not exactly stuck back there, but getting out will not be easy. He's actually got the Ghost Walk here. He can... Actually kind of surprised he didn't go for that. But it might also be wise to save the Ghost Walk for a spit situation.
I'm just surprised he didn't use that opportunity like he did, because he was delaying the sore lag over there.
Yeah.
To run away and pick up that heavy armor again.
Necro's being very careful not to drop a tier here. He's not wanting to open himself up to any of this LG. He's doing a lot of damage, but Sane's still getting away with most of the items here. This may end up being a play for... not for armor, he just wants to do damage still. Doesn't quite get anything, which means things are going to be really rough if he wants a Mega here. The Mega's not going to do him that much good. It would be great if he could take it away from Sane, but look at this. Sane already has a God tier stack. He doesn't really need the Mega anymore. But it's also not going to do Necro much good either. So this just comes down to damage at this point.
He's in ambush territory right now. He wants to set a good ambush and make this Nyx, you know, pop that Ghost Walk, or even better yet, kill her before she can even get it off.
But he's trying to play up a lot of the same tricks here, and they're not quite working out. And in the meantime, he's taking a lot of attrition damage. He's hearing rockets, not knowing exactly where they're coming from. Mega's going to be taken. Does he know Mega's taken? He should. I mean, he's just been chasing Sane from item to item here, doing a little bit of damage here and there, so he should not be losing track of the timing.
Yeah, you should have a general sense. I mean, he's obviously not picking them up, so...
Alright, he's going to see him coming through. And there's not a lot of opportunity for us. So we're like, oh, the weapon switch is so risky, but there's the Ghost Walk to keep him alive. But here's where Sane can go, alright, now I know that you're going to be out Ghost Walk for, you know, maybe about half a minute. You're going to be relatively weak. You certainly don't have item control. So this is where Necro really has to worry about Sane. If Necro can survive these next 30 seconds, it'll be a real testament to his ability to read Sane's movement and his play and compensate.
Yeah, it's just being smart, just being as conservative as you can right now, getting those two light armors and using his speed and mobility against the sore lag. He's really in a bad spot, because if Sane gets anything meaningful on him and pushes, you can see right now it looks like he's waiting for his Ghost Walk.
Cannot blame him. Really, that was a great anticipation, but the splash was just a little bit off, so it ends up being 2 damage. Nice. Really good nail work there. He's expecting the move back through the teleporter. He's not going to get it. He should hear Sane off to his left. Yep. Sane's just not going to give this fight to him. He's going to go, I've got, you know, almost 200, and I'm going to keep it. Oh, jeez. There's the LG, and it's not going to take a lot here. Necro's going for it, though. He knows that he's got the Ghost Walk, but he has to kind of edge himself. Oh, there's the play with the nail gun. Is it going to be a mid-air nail gun frag? No. Sane does not want to play that game. He's still got tons of health here. But look at this. Necro is going on the plus forward, knowing that if he can get in this damage, he can take the round. Holy crap. 15 seconds before even the overtime runs out. But that'll tie it back up 2-2. Jeez.
Razor close. You could, I mean, seriously, razor close. Sane had him right there. He really did have him. He missed that shot. He really missed that finishing rocket he needed. And good aggressive play by Necro, getting in his face and realizing that, you know, he has a big character, a tank, so you know, you can really put an LG on him. And calculated risk. It was risky, but it paid off for him.
Yeah, I mean, emphasis on risk there. I mean, that was just incredibly aggressive. Yeah. All right.
I'm sure when Sane sees the replay, he's going to be a little disappointed.
Yeah. So here comes the strong arm play out of Necro's clutch. Might last a little bit longer this round here. Both of them are still somewhat in a plus backish sort of frame of mind. Neither of them really wants to commit. Well, Sane might. He knows that Necro's not completely stacked up here, but he also completely got juked by Necro. Holy crap, he just had the hide. Oh no, but he still catches him here. He has a shield he can use. Down to 2 HP. Coming through, this teleport is going to be so dangerous. There's the dash over to the top. He could take 2 25s, but with only 50 health, is this worth it? Is it really worth it? Maybe not.
It was... Again, both guys are low. You got to kind of... Somebody has to make a play for it.
Geez.
Sane's really on top of the LG right now and punishing him for having a tank character. So it looks like Sane's looking to recover from giving away that last round, which he kind of did. Oh!
And things have indeed opened up here. Sane now only has to kill the Nyx. And this time, you know, before you were saying that he was making a lot of kind of risky plays knowing that he had the champ advantage. Now he has a 2 champ advantage.
Yeah, last time I said I got him in trouble last round. He gave up that frag. He got aggressive. It looks like now he's looking to finish. I just think that's who he is. It's really hard for him to get out of that mindset. You know, it's part of what makes him the great player he is. So, in a sense, you just kind of have to recognize who he is, and that's what he's going to do. He's going to stay his gas on the throttle, you know, for now. I mean, there's still a lot of time left, so you don't want to go in full plus back mode yet with 3 minutes to go.
I certainly can't blame him, but as he takes that nice, sweet shot, he's going to be taking away mega health as well, and he has every reason to just barrel out against a Nyx at this point. I want to take a look real quick and see if Nyx has that Ghost Walk available. Yep, that's really the lifeline right now, and it's also his potential way to get back up against him. Actually, I do want to kind of watch Necro for a little bit. Just because if you can get an aggressive Ghost Walk going, that could end things. They're both kind of trying to bait each other out of their ability usage here. Oh, but that self-rocket from Necro, that's not good. You don't want that. Not sure if Sane heard it. He should have. A lot of stam going all over the place here. Oh, and he's caught on the jump pad. He's going to be taking that shot away and just escaping with it. But does that turn into armor control? Ooh, really strange for Necro to get that amount of damage off and not go for the armor. I mean, he didn't have a great stack there, but by all rights, he had it.
Yeah, he slight mental error there, in my opinion. He could have cut off the map, you know, coming from that light armor and the nail gun area. You know, with the hourglass, it's a very narrow pathway for Sane to come in. He could have really cut it off, I felt.
Insane's trying to cut some really narrow rockets as well, but he had a Nyx right behind him with the Ghost Walk. I'm not even sure if he saw or heard the Ghost Walk get activated, but you sit on an armor, you're going to get rocketed. Yep,
dangerous. You mentioned it earlier, you know, sitting on there, waiting for it to hatch, as you said, is definitely a dangerous move, especially when somebody else has it timed to the second. So, you know, as you can see, Sane kind of knew. He ran away, right? He did that play, oh, I'm running away. And then he came right back knowing that, you know what, the armor's going to be up in a second, so I have time to throw one more rocket in there, and he got the kill. Good play by Sane.
And boom goes the dynamite. Jeez, so we are going to be going into another tiebreaker here, Necro versus Sane. These have been some really close matches here today on the North American side of things. We've seen a lot of, a few overtimes, a few tiebreakers, and a lot of just really interesting exchanges in each of these individual maps. And I don't think that's going to be ending anytime soon. Again, if you thought that was plus back, wait till you see Dewey. And I'm not going to stop digging into him, but it'll be worth it. It'll be good stuff. I want to see that that Blood Covenant. It's going to be great. But you know, I was already wrong about Sane wanting to pick Corrupted Keep. It paid off well for him, just barely, and it took a long time to get there. But now it's going to be up to, is it Necro who gets the pick for the tiebreaker? I'm not sure how that works, actually. But,
yeah,
no,
I'm not, is it the loser, or does it?
It might just be,
you know,
yeah, toss something?
Or is the tiebreaker just a tiebreaker? Yeah, do we toss a keyboard in the air, and what side it lands on?
Flip a keyboard.
Flip a mouse.
If you don't have a table, you might as well flip a keyboard, yeah.
Yeah, flip a table. That's what it is. Slash, we'll just flip a table.
Heads or tails, yeah. All right, so we're going to be finding out which map they're going into for the tiebreaker here pretty soon. And of course, after the conclusion of this, we're going to be going right into Gelisac and Carnage. And I know they've been watching, they've been waiting, they've been very patient, and I hope that they've been keeping themselves sharp and focused and active and ready to go, because it's almost go time for them. But first off, one more map here between Necro and Sane. All right, we are indeed launching
Looks
here.
like we're going with Star now.
All right, cool. It's actually what I was expecting before, really. So maybe I'm retroactively not a fraud, just I'm one map late. I'm still a fraud, aren't I?
Very interesting. These two are very evenly matched. Like, it's
Yeah.
great watching just high quality play. It's really great. It keeps you on the edge of your seat. It's intense. It's just so many tight moments here and there. It's really good. Really nice to watch.
No real surprises,
there.
yeah.
Yeah,
I was holding my
Nix
breath
on
for
the
a
other
second
side.
going, maybe, just maybe. All right, so here's the real question. Is Necro going to stay on clutch?
Yeah, this is where it can get interesting. I like Visor here, and he stayed on clutch. Interesting pick.
And there's the Sorlag. Okay, let's
Sorlag.
stick them with their guns.
Pretty standard.
Yeah. All right, so once again, a much larger map, a lot more room to cover, but the items are just that much more risky. The Mega's a little bit weird because there's no place to stand above Mega, which means that rockets, you know, are going to be really oblique angle floor hits, or they're going to be direct rockets. A lot of opportunity for rails, a lot of opportunity for even like tri-bolt there. The armor is a bit of a different story. That is just a mess of a mosh pit of a room.
Yeah, it's definitely a cesspool down there in the heavy armor area, and you got to be careful. Like you said, the Mega Health really exposed, really open. You don't want to be standing in the right on top of it waiting for it to spawn. It's really important that you have time on it, so you know when to expose yourself, when to grab it, you know, to make that push and get out of there, because you really are just a wide open, as you can see, Necrophag just went over there. It's a wide open area. You can be ambushed from multiple angles. So.
Absolutely, but here we go. We do have the official word from Necro now. He accidentally dodged the wrong direction when he fell off the map. This is that Sane was there to help out. Such a helpful guy.
Give him a little shove.
Yeah. All right, following Necro here. It's going to be starting off doing Anarchy v Anarchy here. And it's really Necro deciding how these first fights are going to go. I mean, he's the one kind of going, all right, I know you're going to pick Anarchy. I'm going to see if I can do something to disrupt that. But, I mean, at this point, it means that neither player is going to have a huge stack. They're only going to have, like, you know, 61 as overcharge for the armor. That's nothing. And same thing on the Mega. And so rails like that will go a very long way. So there's the recovery from Sane as he gets out of there. But Necro's
a little bit of a
that. Yep.
Yeah, he made a risk there. He decided to just make a play on the Mega Health right away, and it didn't. It could have worked out, but it didn't. Unfortunately, he missed that follow-up rail. So Sane got away. He got the Mega Health. He got the heavy armor. So Necro is giving up control in regard to who's running the major items right now. So it was a calculated risk, and it just didn't work out for him.
And a whiff of that rail onto the pillar there. A little bit of LG taken, and no rail damage taken by Necro. Means that he can get both Mega and armor. That's rough.
Sane has made a... Yeah, Sane made a little error now, too, because he was late to that Mega. He had it, and he kind of gave it back. So now it's... Both are very evenly stacked right now.
But even then, I mean, even if you get a double grab as an Anarchy, I mean, you can barely take more than 2 rails.
Yeah,
if you
exactly.
like hit rail twice, like right at the beginning of that stack, before it rots away. But
yeah, it's rough. I never feel completely safe.
Nope, you're not as Anarchy. That's the whole thing. But Sane is apparently pretty comfortable with that. However, Necro's gotten a few solid rail hits here. That's kept Sane on his back leg. As neither of them are really committing to a close range fight. With like, all right, rockets, rails at a distance, that's fine, then we're going to fade away. But one thing I'm seeing from Necro is that he's constantly trying to anticipate where Sane's going to go after the fight and catch him there. So he's ready for that ambush. Sane's just avoiding it, and right before the pickup for the armor, we're going to be seeing Necro take away that first frag. So Sane, his Anarchy with 1 rocket, is removed from the round.
Yeah, came around, you know, like he does, really fast. Didn't have enough of a stack to take any kind of real damage, and now he's getting followed up with the spawn kill. And just came down there really fast, ran right into a well-placed rocket by Necrophag1st.
Stopwatch.
So now with Necro not only getting the frags here, but also control, I don't think Sane is anywhere near confident enough to show up on time. He's going to be showing up after the item, trying to make it happen with the spit, but it's not going to be working out that way. So first round, at least, goes over to Necro. Grrr.
Yeah, a little foolish there by Sane coming in, eating that rocket, and then his spawn play, going right back down there to the heavy armor area when you're freshly spawned. Not advisable. Like, this is not a good area to be in.
Yeah. But again, I still think that linchpin is the Anarchy. Really nice little bit of spam there as he was flying through. It's a really oblique angle. Couldn't quite follow up with anything on the armor, but he's still pushing it here. He knows that all Sane's doing is moving through the room without really getting anything out of it.
Yeah, Necro's playing smart. He's really settled into kind of trying to read Sane's movements, as you can see. Just totally caught him off guard right there. Necro's starting to read Sane really well, and it's paying dividends for him. He's starting to run him into those rockets.
Absolutely.
And you can't do that. These light classes, you just can't handle it.
All of that work trying to cut off Sane during the last round is finally paying off now. Oh, but this fight could get really messy for Necro really quick here. He's wanting to avoid any opportunity for Sane to get in with the Ghost Walk. Sane's trying to get a rail, and he gets one in the face. But that's, once again, down to Sorlag here. And he comes right in for the Mega. He's really early for it. This LG's going to hurt so much. Oh.
Too aggressive, but I know he had a spit up. I know, you could see what he was thinking, but just, again, recognizing you're going against a guy named Necrophag1st, who's probably got a big LG, for you. So yeah, he just ate like every single one of that lightning gun. All
right, well, we're gonna have to see if Sorlag can avoid extinction here for potentially the last round of the matchup. So we're sticking on Necro here, since he's honestly been the one making a lot of these plays happen. But now Sane is changing his tune a little bit. He's like, maybe I don't need to run around all the time. Maybe I just need to rail you twice in a row. What a concept.
Excellent shots.
Really good, yeah. But that does pose some problems, because now Necro's back up on his clutch.
I mean, just something to point out right now. Sane has only landed 3 rockets so far in this game. 3.
I mean, how many has he actually shot, though? Like, we
haven't
seen
26.
Yeah, not a lot.
So he's...
We'll count that one, Sane. 9 damage, we'll count it. It's good. Alright, yeah. Necro's going a bit plus forward here. He knows he needs to be the one to make something happen, and he knows that Sane's not going to be all that well off here. Necro still has the stack advantage, and if he can dash right into Sane's path, he can close this match off pretty quickly. He's going to be happy with just Mega for the time being, with armor traded off against Sane. But Sane's got to be really careful about what he considers to be a worthwhile rail angle. Well, that worked out. Nice. He's daring him to show up for it. And there's enough time for him to get from armor to Mega if he plays his cards right here. But you know that Necro's going to be there as well. Oh, he's actually over by LG. He can rocket jump, yeah, to Mega and get it for free here. So it's not exactly a stack advantage, but he's prevented Necro from stacking back up, and he can take down that poor little robot. So it's down to Nyx now.
Good LG. Necro almost, you get him with a nice rocket, but wasn't enough. He was stacked enough to take it.
We've seen Necro do some cool things with Nyx before, but Sane still has all 3 of his champs ready to play with. 3 minutes is a long time to turtle up, but Sane is just going to try to cycle items, and again, rails are all it takes. That gets him on the board here.
Good rails.
Yeah.
Very good rails by Sane.
Prepare to fight.
All rails is Necro. I mean, it's not a bad, it's not an inaccurate statement.
3, 2.
I love the friendly trash talk. It's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sane started to heat up there. If you think he's only hitting 31% for the game, so if you consider that, he must have been.
He missed the rail though. He missed the rail. He has got to go back for it. He's doing laps around the eyeball, but he has no railgun. How embarrassing. He's looking out at it like, that would be really nice if I had one of those, wouldn't it? He honestly looks like rather flustered here. Like, oh, geez, I need this. Gonna build up some speed, dive down, get the rail. Ended up paying for it, but he's still got armor here.
Yeah, Necro decided not to be aggressive there. He got the rail. He was happy with that.
Yeah.
And he was going to keep his item.
He actually had an opportunity to prevent a rail pickup from Sane there for a little bit, but it's hard to do that for very long here. Oh, heard him through the teleporter. It's only a 3 damage rocket, though. He's got to get out of here. There's still a bit of time before armor comes up, and it might turn into a trade. Yeah, Necro's not really going to push here.
Yeah.
It's going to hear him up top. Sane's looking for the rail now. They both whiff. Kind of an awkward angle there. Oh, and he ends up taking one from the side. Was not expecting that. Fortunately for him, he can recover it, get a little bit of a speed boost, get some armor as well, and try to reposition and get ready for this next Mega. But it's just going to be a really even fight here. It's down to whoever can hit, and Sane's rails so far just are not connecting.
Good move backing off the heavy armor there. Necro again, taking that risk. He's left the... taking that risk of leaving. So now the Mega and armor are separated by about 8 seconds.
Yeah. Good work there on the jump pad.
Good. Yeah.
Right, so
went according to Necro's plan there. He really did kind of orchestrated what's going to happen here with him being fully in control of both items.
Yeah, at some point, if you want to see where your opponent's at and maybe get a bit of a spam damage as they go down through rail or through armor, you have to take a position on that T hallway across from Mega. But if you get caught there and your opponent's at rocket launcher, you're going to take a lot of really quick spam damage. Nice. He's looking for the follow-up. He's going to chase him, too. He's using the wall as cover, making sure that the LG's not going to find him. And 2 solid rockets means that we once again, and maybe for the last time, have Sorlag on the map here.
Yeah, tricky movement going up the jump pad. The way he said he used that wall there, the balcony thing as a shield, and great rocket placement. Oh, he's got him on the ropes. He's gonna be screaming right now. Fairly decent.
He's in real trouble after that rail, and all Necro has to do is track him down and find him. And he's actually going to try to chase. You can't do too many of those rocket jumps as an Anarchy, but look at this. Sane trying to juke out. But Sorlag, you know, rocket jumps notwithstanding, is not the fastest dinosaur on the planet. And is going to be taken on down. So Necro is actually going to be beating Sane here today in the qualifier. Good game. Very close. Very close. Incredibly close. I mean, just incredibly close. A few decisions, few shots. Sane, like said, probably won't. Sane will probably want to watch this. I think there's going to be some areas where he's going to be like, I wish I could have had that decision back or that shot back. Yeah. Just something to point out on this map. Necro is really sharp with his rockets, landing 36%. 17 to 47. This is only 9 to 53 for Sane, only 16%. So he did about 4 times as much damage in terms of the rockets. Crazy. As Sane did. So his rockets were working. You know, his prediction rockets were working. When they were in fights, he was working it. And if you're not landing, you know, those rockets in close proximity in those battles, you're in trouble. A lot of them were incredibly technical too. A lot of them were, you know, flyby rockets through those 2 pixels between those 2 walls, you know, to go to a room across the map, and a lot of those landed. And those go again a long way, especially on Anarchy. Really good. I know maybe to the less experienced eyes, they may look like a little randomness when they're just kind of flying by and they snap and they shoot a rocket. But believe me, they're placing, these are calculated shots, and they're meant to go at a certain angle and land in areas where it's supposed to be disruptive. Either you're going to eat it in your face or you're going to eat a little splash. And it's just, there's a science to it, actually. Is it really spam if I only shot 1 rocket? I don't want to get philosophical today, dude. Right? You know, no philosophy right now. No, if it's just 1 rocket, if it's not 1 rocket, if it's only 1 rocket, I knew you were there. It's not spam. Right. Well, there's food for thought, but we're going to be filling ourselves with more matches here very soon, as we're going to have Gelisac and Carnage offering themselves for our enjoyment here in just a few minutes. So we're going to take a short breather, as I'm sure we all need after that long series between Necro and Sane. But catch us as we come back for the remaining fights here today in the series. Stay tuned.